Hi everyone, it's Janice and I'm here to show you my latest Alice in Wonderland junk journal. It's a fabric book and on the front you'll see all the characters of this fairy tale. Well, here I've put some little charms around the image and also a frame with Alice in Wonderland. The spine has a blue braid and I've made this dangle. That's a pendant there. We're all quite mad here with the Alice and the rabbit, and it is detachable. And there you can see the back of the fabric. It's quite heavy, this book. So the closure is seam binding. And this pocket here is tied with some embroidery thread. I'll put little cards on this one. And in the pocket I've made these tags, which I love making. The story begins and this book belongs to. And they're ones I use cutouts. That one's Alice, another little note card. The side pockets I've added some tickets and a little bit about the story. So that just ties up. There's Alice falling down the rabbit hole. This one's a fabric pocket and it's fabric that I had for another Alice book. So I've added a note card and some drink me and eat me tags. Some beautiful graphics. This one's a flip of the white rabbit and I've added some tickets in the decoration there. This one's a see-through pocket and that's Alice, similar to the image on the front on that note card. I've decorated every page and that one's a flip with more tickets added in the decoration. Another see-through pocket and that one's got a bottle and a little silver charm and another bottle at the back of that one. I can't go back to yesterday because I was a different person then. Another famous quote. This one's a circle pocket and I've added note cards to that one. These little cutouts, I've printed them twice so that way they stick out from the page. And that's another cutout there and I've added some gauze to the back of that. Middle of the first signature, and there's 3 signatures in the book. And I've added a piece of braid across there with a note card and some writing paper, whichever way this opens. That one's got a little charm in the middle of a bunny face. And the note card and note paper. There's the Queen on that particular page. This one's a notepad. I've made this out of Stamperia paper. So it's just got some pages in there for writing. And that just does up. That's the back of that writing paper. And these little pockets I've stamped on that one and just put some lace for decoration. And in this decoration I've just added some little Stamperia, little note cards that you can write on the back. Paper clip. These paper clips are really hard to undo. And it's got a note card in that envelope. Come back to that one. And a little tuck spot here with some tickets. Oh, that one's a pocket there, so inside that is a note card and it's got the rabbit on that one. And more tickets here, and little tuck spot with another Stamperia cut out there. This one's an envelope and it just flips out. It has little note cards here and you've got writing space there. And then this opens up with more tickets. Haven't used that style of tickets for a long while, and I found them in my files and printed them off for something a bit different. And that just ties up with some red seam binding. And the top hat, and I've added some eat me and drink me tags in that one. Let's move that up a bit. And another one of those see-through pockets with some bottles. That was another image I found in my files, so I thought it appropriate, a drink me one, to add to these bottle pockets. Mad Hatter, and that's a flip with the caterpillar. This one's a note card. Lots of writing paper in this book, and a little tuck spot there and some note cards in there. I print these ones double-sided, so you've got the lines on both sides there. This is the middle of the signature, and this particular fabric was it's Harlequin fabric, but when I bought the fabric, the chairs which Alice was sitting in was so big I just couldn't use it for a book cover, so now I use it for pockets. And that's a collage note card there, and another one here of the cat, and that one's got a little rabbit's head there, charm. I also put that fabric to the middle of the spine as well to reinforce that. So I did make use of it, but not for the original purpose. A collage tag with one of those stamped little tuck spots there. This one is like a little storybook. It tells a story. They are large note cards, and it just opens up. So there's all that writing space on one page. Just another note card flip. An envelope and one of Alice's postcards in there. And this one's a flip as well of the cat. And another one of those see-through pockets. This time I managed to get the queen in the right space. And another one at the back. And a little charm there as well. And the third signature. You can see that fabric there, that's part of the big chair there. And another one of those pockets with bottles. Little note card. Little pocket with a ticket. These pockets I make with Stamperia paper. Note card. You're entirely bonkers, but I'll tell you a secret. All the best people are Alice. I think that's the most famous quote in Alice's book, except we're all mad here. There we go. pocket. That one's a really large image I'd Mod Podged, and I thought it's perfect to put on a note card. So I did. More writing paper, another envelope. This one has writing paper and a pocket with a ticket in there. I make all different designs for these envelopes. I just have a template and change the images. Another pocket there with eat me and drink me tags. This one's the middle of the signature. I'll put another little rabbit head there. And that braiding I thought matched the book because it's like a bluey green colour. And that's the same image as what the larger one is here. And there as well, they're just small note cards tucked into those belly bands. This tag I've printed on calico and just sewn it to some tea stain cardstock. And another pocket here which flips out with writing paper, and I've added a little design there of Alice in a bottle, and there's a note card in that envelope. And that one just does up with seam binding. Actually that's the same seam binding colour I've used for the closure. Another little page decoration, and there's the Mad Hatter. More writing paper, and that's the other side of the Stamperia paper, and I've added a cutout there of Alice and some tickets in that little belly band. This one's another flip of a note card. And a pocket here with more drink me and eat me, because that page, the images are drink me and eat me, so I added the bottle as well. And the back page, this one's a pocket made out of music paper. That's a piece of fabric from a book I had made of Alice, and these are collage note cards. So it's quite a large pocket. There is room at the back to add more notes in it. So that is my latest Alice in Wonderland journal. Quite a chunky one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.